Hey guys, check out my mask. Detroit Lions. Bought it from somebody in the neighborhood that I live in for $4. Um, I'm gonna do a Lions prediction video kind of early. I might change my prediction somewhere down the road before the season starts. Um, some people are predicting 13-3, 11-5, 10-6. Um, but here's my prediction, and I'll tell you why I made this prediction after towards the end of the video. The Lions got to play the Bears week 1 at home. I honestly think we'll beat the Bears because it sounds like the Bears don't even know who the hell their starting quarterback's going to be. So I think we'll beat the Bears in week 1. And in week 2, we play Green Bay in Green Bay. Some people are saying this should be another win by the Lions. Because Green Bay didn't even draft a wide receiver or anybody in their secondary or for their secondary. But I think this is going to be another one of them games where the Lions possibly get screwed. So I think the Lions will actually lose in Green Bay in week 2. Week 3 at Arizona. Arizona just got Isaiah Simmons, and then they traded during free agency or something like that, They traded for DeAndre Hopkins. The Lions can't play in the desert. They never have been able to win, rarely in the desert. And I'm going to say this is also another loss by the Lions, so that puts them at 1-2. And then they gotta come home and play the Saints. You ain't stopping Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Elvin Kamara. Nope. Another loss. And then what is it? Week 5 or nope? Week 4. They gotta go into Jacksonville. They play Jacksonville in Jacksonville. I think the Lions will get to win in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, they don't have a primetime quarterback. They'll beat Jacksonville. And then they got to go into they got to play Atlanta. In Atlanta, it's going to be another one of them games where the Lions are going to be thinking they're going to go into Atlanta and beat Atlanta. I mean, yeah, I know there's been a couple times we've beaten Atlanta the past couple of years or something like that. But I think Atlanta is going to have a bounce back year. A lot of people said that Matt Ryan sucks. He's washed up. You guys all fucking stupid. Julio Jones, I think Julio Jones is going to have another great year. Plus, they have, who do they have? Shit, they drafted somebody a couple years ago, another wide receiver or something like that from Alabama. So I honestly think the Lions will lose again in Atlanta. And then they got to come home and play the Colts. The Colts. Detroit should beat the Colts. The Colts? You're going to rely on Phillip Rivers? And from what I saw over the years, the Colts' defense is not that good. So yeah, I think the Lions will beat the Colts at home. They got to travel to Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins and Delvin Cook, even though the Vikings lost Stephon Diggs in a trade to Buffalo, I still think they're pretty good on offense. Defense is, if they're going to re-sign Everson Griffin, their defense is still going to be a dominant force on their defensive line. The Vikings also drafted Justin Jefferson to replace Stephon Diggs. So I still believe that this is also going to be another loss. And then Detroit has to come home and play Washington. Washington's defensive line just got a lot better. I'm not really sold on Dwayne Haskins still being this pretty awesome player. But, to be honest with you, I think that Washington is going to come in here and just fucking basically destroy us. I think that's going to be another loss. And then after Washington, we have to play. Give me a minute here. We have to play Carolina in Carolina. I'm not a big fucking Teddy Bridgewater fan. Everybody says, well, he was awesome with the Saints last year when he took over for Drew Brees. What? He wasn't even that fucking good. He could barely throw the damn ball fucking 10 yards. I think Teddy Bridgewater is fucking trash. He's not that fucking good. A lot of people say Christian McCaffrey is going to be able to beat the Lions on his own. It takes more than one player to beat a team. So I think Detroit is going to go into Carolina and beat Carolina. And another reason why I say that they'll go into Carolina and beat Carolina is because Carolina's got a new coach, and Matt Rule. I don't think a rookie head coach is going to come in here and just show up, pretty much. And I believe that at this point, Carolina is almost in full rebuild. Unless they're going to bring back Cam Newton, but I don't even think that's going to happen. Because I don't think Cam Newton's going to play backup. And then they got to come home for Houston on Thanksgiving. I think they're going to beat Houston on Thanksgiving. And I'll tell you why. The Lions will beat Houston on Thanksgiving because some people say it's not going to happen because Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson lost his best receiver on this team. I think Houston's fucking stupid to trade DeAndre Hopkins to fucking Arizona. That was dumb as fuck. And I don't believe in Will Fuller or J.J. Watt. I think J.J. Watt and Will Fuller at this point of the year, they might not even play Thanksgiving because both of them are injury fucking prone. And Houston's defense ain't even that fucking good. It's never been that good. And if I remember right, I don't know if they still have him, but I'm pretty sure Houston still does. Whitney Mercilus. Great player. Another guy that I think is injury fucking prone. So after Thanksgiving, they have to travel to Chicago. The Lions are going to be all full off of Thanksgiving and be on this high because they beat Houston in Thanksgiving. So going into Chicago, playing in Chicago, I don't care who their quarterback's going to be at that point of the fucking year. I think Chicago is going to beat Detroit. Even though people tell me I'm nuts. And then they got to come home and play the Packers. Like I said a few minutes ago. It don't matter. You got Aaron Rodgers. So, I think the Lions will lose at home to the Packers. I think the Packers will sweep Detroit this year. Like they did last year, if I'm not mistaken. And then they got to go to Tennessee and play Derrick Henry. I remember when Tennessee actually hired Mike Vrabel as their head coach. I said no, he shouldn't have been brought to Detroit. I kind of wish I wouldn't have made that mistake because I kind of wish that the Lions would have went out and got Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel is a pretty good coach. And I don't believe that Detroit is going to be able to stop Derrick Henry. That's my personal opinion. I still don't think our defensive line is that good. And we got a lot of Patriot players, which most of the time the Patriot players don't stand out for shit when they leave New England. And then after that, we got to come back home and play Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, and Gronk and the Bucks. If Tom Brady's healthy, and so is Gronk, nope. We ain't beating Tampa Bay either. I don't think we're going to beat Tampa Bay any frickin' ways. I'm pretty sure Levante David still plays for Tampa Bay. He makes their defense look good. Really good. And they did pretty damn good in this year's draft. I can't remember who they got offhand, but I know they got some good-ass players. So I think Detroit beating Tampa Bay, nope, not going to happen. And then in the final week, last game of the year, they're going to play Minnesota. I don't see anything different panning out from last year when they had to play Minnesota on Thanksgiving in Detroit. Like I just said a few minutes ago, Everson Griffin returns to the Vikings. Detroit's not going to beat. I think Detroit's going to get swept by Minnesota this year. That's my personal opinion. I think Detroit's going to get swept by both Green Bay and Minnesota. And the reason why I say the Lions will probably only win 5 games this year is because I don't think you're going to be able to rely on, as much as people are trying to claim, I don't think we're going to be able to rely on DeAndre Swift, Yoa Jackson, Vic Big V, and shit. Who is that guy from Kentucky we just drafted? Shit. I'm not sure offhand, but he's that guy from Kentucky. Shit. I know it offhand. I just can't think of it. But I don't believe that Yo Jackson, Big V, and that other no, I don't know what it is, but you ain't gonna be able to rely on two rookies on the offensive line plus Big V. I don't trust Big V because you paid him all that money considering he only started 4 games last year. And you did nothing to basically upgrade your wide receiving core. I mean, yeah, you brought in Geronimo Allison. Geronimo fucking Allison? He's okay, but he's not that fucking good. And then you brought in Quentin Cephas as a rookie. 2 of the same damn player. And then you still have the rest of your wide receiving core that you fucking had last year. And I don't know that we're going to be able to rely on Kerryon Johnson for all 16 games. DeAndre Swift is not going to be able to carry the load by himself. And another reason Stafford could be hurt by the time Thanksgiving or early in the season comes around. Because I don't trust two rookies, Big V and Joe Dahl. Because you already know how I feel about Joe Dahl. Joe Dahl fucking sucks. And you didn't draft a pass rusher. Besides Romeo Orakwa's brother, which is Jalen Orakwa. And not only that, we don't know what we're getting in him either. I like Desmond Trufant, but Desmond Trufant is not his brother. I think he's a great player. His speed, I think, lacks a little bit. Jamie Collins is a fucking monster. And another reason, I still don't trust Trey Flowers. I think he was brought here because he got paid all the big bucks last year. And as far as I'm concerned, last year Trey Flowers wasn't even that fucking good. He wasn't worth all that money that we paid him. And I think our secondary is still a little too suspect. I do like Duron Harmon. I love Duron Harmon. I cannot wait to see him play. But I still don't think we have that elite pass rusher. I might make a different prediction in a different video if we bring in a guy like Everson Griffin. If we do, I might change my prediction around. Let me know what you guys think the Lions' prediction will be. I'm not a big believer in our rookies. Like I said, 5-11 is my bottom prediction pretty much. I don't think the Lions are going to be as good as reporters and all this conspiracy bullshit that I keep seeing online. Let me know.